I've been looking forward to an opportunity like this for a very long time. In northern British Columbia, there's an area of mountains and river valleys so expansive that it actively redefines my previous understanding of the word wilderness. This is an area that is over twice the size of Yellowstone, and there is zero access by road. It's a place that few people in Canada have ever visited, let alone heard about. The Spatsizi wilderness. A personal goal of mine is that I want to spend several days alone exploring this pristine country, without bringing any food, and just living off what I can catch from the water.
We made it up north, and as things always go when you have flying involved, we're waiting on weather. So the weather's okay here, but it's not a little further up, and we just have to play the waiting game, all the anticipation, and now we wait.
The idea of being alone in a place so expansive makes the hair on my neck stand up. And the most glaring problem with this plan is that I currently have zero fishing experience, but I'm getting ahead of myself a little. This massive area is known as the sacred headwaters. Many of the most important rivers in British Columbia find their source in this very spot. And one of those rivers that's special to me is the Skeena. You see, a majority of the stories my dad told me as a kid were all from up north. And the ones he told most frequently were always about fishing on the Skeena, the river that my dad fished as a kid with his dad, my Opa. Now, I personally have spent very little time up north, so to be sitting here in an airplane, flying into an area of Canadian wilderness that is actually the origins of a river I've been hearing about my whole life is something that I'm very excited about. And hopefully while I'm up here, I can actually live out some stories from up north of my own.
And I see her clouds rolling in the forest to knock me down.
Before I head out into the bush, I'll be living here at this off-grid lodge. And going inside for the first time and seeing these tackle boxes just filled with all these different flies, it's beginning to settle in how little I actually know about anything to do with fly fishing. And the thing is, I've already told the pilots I want to be dropped off by a plane at the end of the week, but for the first time, I'm beginning to question how good of an idea this actually is. So this is going to be a story told in two parts, and in part one, I've got to learn how to fish.
No, they don't leak yet. That's a good sign.
Well, that's good. You were there for like 4 seconds. But it gets you going through it.
The calm that you see.
Yeah, it's really neat. Yeah. Okay, there's no excuses. If I nail it, it's good, and if I don't, well, that's fine.
And I see her clouds rolling.
That was beautiful.
In the forest
Well, it's the second time this year it hasn't bounced.
pick me up again. Now the streets are flooded and the power's out. The wheels running down, bending now. I pull up my hat and I batten down. Face the storm and I hold my ground.
Yo, friend, we just got dropped off by float plane in the Spatsizi wilderness. The nearest person to where we are is hundreds of kilometers away, like very far away. This might be the most remote I've ever been from another human in my entire life. We actually got to load up on the boat. We're gonna head around the lake here and I'm gonna fill you in more. I'm gonna learn how to fly fish. Or at least I'm gonna attempt to. Let's hop in the boat and head around the lake. So, this is Jake.
Hey.
Meet Jake, everyone. And I took Jake out sailing this spring, and that was delightful. And the whole time he's just talking my ear off about the Spatsizi wilderness and the sacred headwaters and this beautiful place up north.
I talked about other things too. I've got a diverse interest set.
You do. You really do.
But I was plugging it. Like, it's cool, man.
And now your job is to teach me how to fly fish. Are you prepared for this?
Well, I don't know. You've never really touched a fly rod.
Not once in my life. This rod here looks a lot different than what I used as a kid.
Right. Like, I don't know. Fly fishing can get pretty, like, snooty and, like, elitist or, you know, whatever. But, I don't know. Rods are pretty simple. Like, they can fold down like this. They get longer. You cast them. There's a fly on the end. It's pretty simple.
My only memories recently of fishing is during the salmon run on the bank of a river where you're shoulder to shoulder with dozens of other scary individuals that if you cross your line with them accidentally,
It's on.
they're not happy with you. It's kind of like being in a surf lineup where you steal someone's wave.
The two things that are different about your last experience.
Yeah.
Number one, there's no one out here.
Perfect.
Like, there's literally no one else here for hundreds of miles, all directions,
Yeah.
except for Trent. He looks a little frothy. So the whole point of fly fishing, like, if you really get into it, is to look around you and try and notice what's going on. Like, what's hatching? What's the weather like? What are the fish eating? And then, like, the more in tune with what's going on you can be, the better fly you can pick, and the more successful you can be at it. Well, kind of natural, something like this. And then,
And 10, like the 10 and 2 thing?
yeah, what people kind of say is 10 and 2. This one looks a little stiffer, and it looks like it wants a little more line out. So even feed a little more line out. Yeah, dude.
Okay. Casting basics. What's the next step?
Fishing.
Fishing. Hey, you promised me we would be doing some catching.
That was before I saw you cast.
That was pathetic. How much line should I do out here at the start? Just like a bunch?
You always want to start short and then work out longer and longer.
Oh, geez. There's someone I got to reintroduce on the channel. And this is kind of special for me because 2 years ago, the last trip that I did before the era of the pandemic was a big road trip down the coast. I got to visit a bunch of friends, and one of my favorite videos from that trip was stopping by my buddy Trent's place and making a video of his awesome property and this new house that he just finished building, and flying with him in his plane. And look who came up to Canada.
What's up, dude? I'm so stoked we're here.
Trent's been showing me some of these methods of casting here, and I got to learn how to cast a fly fishing rod.
Yeah. Like, versus a regular spinning rod, we're using this weighted line to carry a very light fly forward. So you're trying to, through the rod, load it to where it's going to take the line and have the line pull the fly all the way out. So it's always a 10 to 2 motion that you're flicking back, waiting, flicking forward, sending the line out, flicking. It's a lot of these consistent, you know, one point to the next and then out.
And on each
Yep.
forward motion, you're letting a little more out.
Yeah, and you're never really living on the reel. All this line is our working line that we're working with, and you got to remember to put your finger around it with the cast. But most of my casting, you'll see I go like this, and then I'm actually sending a little line out as I cast, so I can send it all the way out to there.
This is a patented Spatsizi frying pan.
Oh! Oh!
Yeah, what do you think about this?
We're just smoking some fish.
Smoke some trout. Yeah, we could have cooked it in frying pan, but it's the first one Trent's ever kept. So we gotta do something cool. I smoke it with some birch boughs.
I'm enjoying casting the line. It's got some quirks, especially when the wind picks up a little bit. It's hard to kind of manage where that fly is. And I actually got a bite on, which is sweet. But then I messed it up. I didn't set the hook quite right. So I've tasted just that sweet little sliver of what it might be like to get a fish on.
started the day so like chill, but I'm sensing like hunger in the tone in which you just addressed me, sir.
What's the setup?
What's the setup? We're gonna get classy here. We're gonna go for a classy timeless fly. Because you don't want to catch your first fish on something like this. Let's get romantic. River runs through it style. Okay, what you know what we're gonna do? Oh yeah.
Oh. What's river runs through it?
Fine. If you're gonna have a first trout, imagine it being on a dry fly in Spatsizi right now. Like that's a pretty cool way to kick things off.
Hey, 48 hours ago, I didn't even know what was special about a dry fly, so I'm on board.
This experience.
I'm on board with this.
You get closer to the outlet, there's like that blue channel of depth.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we're gonna be targeting. They're gonna be sitting in there.
My heart is racing so much right now. I'm just so excited. Yeah, I'm just like the anticipation, you know? Yep. Yep.
Dude, what?
Beautiful fish.
Yeah, way to go, dude.
Oh, look at this little guy go. Ew, buddy.
Yeah. And then you. Oh.
He's gone.
Dude.
Yeah.
That's a good first fish.
That was delightful.
That was rad.
Oh geez, hopefully I don't break the line. Should I let her out a little bit? Yeah, oh yeah, she's really going. Yo!
Dude!
Yeah!
That's a full net.
Oh.
Look
Yeah,
at
man.
that.
That's what a bull trout looks like.
Beautiful. Unreal. This lodge is absolutely incredible. I feel like I could probably make a whole 20-minute video just on all the operations here and all the different systems and the batteries and the solar panel and the propane, but I also got to make a fishing video while I'm here, so I can't do all that stuff. But I wanted to show you where home is. This beautiful yurt. Whew. So this is home for the next week. And I don't know, this is just so luxurious.
you stop for me. I ain't got much besides this guitar. Back a ways you'd find what else I own in the trunk of that damned old car. Don't know what real, but it's smoking like hell, and man, it sure don't sound good.
Yeah!
Made it clear it ain't going no further. There's fury beneath that hood. It dragged my bones all the way to California, but it sure ain't taking me home. So if God spare a seat,
Mess that one up.
that's where I'm going.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm aiming for a holler.
It's incredible that I can live in BC for basically my whole life, and there can be millions of acres that I've never heard about before that are so special. So why I wanted to come up here is the Sacred Headwaters. There's so many different river systems and water systems that start right here. So the one that we came to today is called the Fire Steel. That's where we've just been dropped off. And this goes to the Arctic. We're standing in it, fishing in it, and then just 2 valleys over, we're in a river that goes down to the coast where my dad grew up in Terrace. It's a pretty grounding experience, and I know I don't want to get too hokey on you because, I've heard fishers talk my whole life about how much they like it and how meditative it is, and it kind of gets you into this really sweet spot that, I guess people who fish know what that's like, but this is the first time that I'm getting to experience it, and it's pretty special. So less talking and let's catch some more fish.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool.
I left my home true to find my family.
This is lunch right here. That's at least over 6 inches.
Was what I seem to find the most. Hollywood don't want me, the radio won't play me. I guess I ain't their kind. And singing on the street, man, sure gets lonely when nobody pays me no mind. I ain't
These guys got
sorry
fight.
that I tried it, I ain't sorry that I came. I ain't sorry that I bet it all. But in the words of Kenny Rogers, you gotta know when to fold 'em. And I ain't got the money left to call.
Sun starts coming out. How insane is this? Side note, Levi's got it figured out. He is killing it today. He's totally out catching me like 5 to 1. It's awesome.
So I'm headed on home to a girl that I've been riding. No, she don't care, I ain't no star. You gotta know when to hold 'em, and I ain't held her in an age. And that's why I was speeding in my car. It's funny, sometimes you gotta go so
We couldn't have scripted that to go better. This was a great finish to just an incredible day.
Oh, so good.
I'm delighted.
to remember how it felt, to remember the cloth in which you torn.
I've been reminded countless times this week just how important it is to surround yourself in life with good people. On one hand, learning new things can be completely overwhelming. You're confronted with just how little you know about something you've always wanted to do. But for me, that's always been part of the beauty of learning something new. You need someone else to teach you. So I'm just incredibly grateful for this week. The friendships that were deepened, the knowledge that was shared from those who are much more experienced than me, the rivers we got to go rip up in jet boats, the stories we got to share around the fires. It felt like I got to live a lifetime's worth of fishing memories across the past few days, and my heart is full.
In the hills of Appalachia. No, sir, you wouldn't know the name.
Morning.
Morning.
You ready to go?
I'm ready to go.
You stoked? Are you like...
I'm in the fully looking forward to it stage. Right on.
Maybe as I watch the plane fly into the distance, my brain might start to decide otherwise. Weather update.
Weather update. It is frosty and it's July 20th. Snowed 3 days ago. Good luck.
I'm kind of bummed you're leaving me, but I'm kind of stoked for you. Nervous or excited? Or a mixture?
Got a bit of that knot in my stomach because, I mean, it is serious heading into the wilderness alone. This isn't my normal, but the excitement right now is totally overriding. And now we'll see if Trent's training for me has paid off or not. We'll see.
We didn't even eat breakfast here, which I would have eaten at least breakfast. You were here, like that's authentic. If you're going out, you'd have breakfast.
Now, my adventures here up north definitely aren't over yet. And the part that I'm the most nervous about is still yet to come. And I'll link that video as soon as it's done. But in the meantime, if you want to see some more adventure videos like this one, I've put together a playlist of some of my personal favorites, and I think you'll really enjoy them. If you're curious about the filmmaking side of things and you want to learn how I go about making a video like this and the equipment I find essential, I've got 30 days of adventure filmmaking tips that I'd love to send you for free, so I'll link that down below as well. I highly recommend checking out the videos that Trent made from this trip. If you want to follow along with more of the lodge and fishing guiding life, definitely follow along with Jake's channel. And I have to just say an endless thank you to Jesse, Tanner, and Flying Brian for helping make such a special adventure happen. I'll be telling stories from this trip for the rest of my life. That's going to be it for this one. Thanks so much for watching, and remember, life's better when you make stuff.